Welcome along to highlights of what will be the last pro bike race you'll see for some time. The 7th and final stage of Paris-Nice. And the decisive one too, a mountaintop finish, 165 k's from Nice to the top of the Valdeblore la Colmiane. It's a 16-kilometre climb with an average gradient of 6.3%. 3 categorised climbs preceded it, the Col de Vence, Col de la Cigale and the Côte de Saint-Antonin. Whether you agree with it continuing or not, it certainly produced thrilling racing on every stage. Today we had another fast and frenetic start before a strong group went clear. Paris-Pant, De Ghent, Ede, Perez, Bettiol and Alaphilippe, who'd become the virtual race leader on the road. Perez was dropped after an acceleration by Alaphilippe and was soon caught by the Bora-Hansgrohe-led peloton. At the first intermediate sprint of the day, it was Bettiol who took the maximum 3 seconds, presumably to prevent Alaphilippe taking too many and encroaching on Higuita's place in the GC. Schachmann was steadily losing teammates to chase behind and was trying, unsuccessfully, to rope in Team Sunweb for some help. Coming on to the final climb, De Ghent and Alaphilippe had soon distanced themselves from the rest, including a happy-looking Bettiol. Sensing the danger of the encroaching bunch though, De Ghent decided he wanted to do what he does best and self-isolate as soon as possible. Behind, the first moves came from Annacona and soon after Guillaume Martin of Cofidis. The Frenchman was flying, soon catching and passing Annacona and then his 2 countrymen. The yellow jersey himself was isolated soon after, albeit from teammates with 9 k's to go, Groschartner paying for his earlier efforts in the chase. Martin's efforts would in the end be in vain as well, but by the time he was caught by the group, it was a small one. Porte, Nibali, Schachmann, Benoot, Higuita, Quintana, Pinot and Bardet, with the latter deciding to make a move soon after. He wouldn't get far though, with Porte setting a very high tempo for his teammate, and he was soon caught. The gap to De Ghent now under 1 minute. And that was down to 36 seconds with 4 kilometres to go, which was the point where Nairo Quintana attacked, full throttle, in the big ring. No reaction from the rest, Quintana looked to be in a league of his own as he set off in pursuit of De Ghent. Porte's job was done and it was now down to Nibali to finish off his work. But, try as he might, he couldn't break clear of the group that he was in. Quintana made short work of catching and passing the Belgian, his gap already a significant one over the group that he'd left behind. Just before the Flamme Rouge, Benoot went. Quintana wasn't a danger to Schachmann in the GC, but the Sunweb rider was, the closest in fact at 36 seconds, and it didn't look like he had the energy to respond. At the finish, Nairo Quintana had more than enough time to sit up and celebrate in front of the hordes of barriers. Great to see him back to his best. Benoot already has his stage win. He was interested now in the general classification. How much time could he take back on the yellow jersey? He stopped the clock 46 seconds after Quintana, but Schachmann was already in view. Thibaut Pinot of Groupama FDJ would sprint to 3rd on the stage, Nibali 4th, Higuita 5th and an exhausted Schachmann in 6th. It was worth the effort though. He'd done enough to secure his race lead and win Paris-Nice overall, though that looked painful. Quintana, meanwhile, is having his best season for a long time. That's his 5th win of the year so far and a very important one for his French team. The final podium included 3 of the key jersey winners. Higuita was on the 3rd step with the white jersey as the best young rider. In 2nd place, Benoot, who also took home the green jersey outright today with his 2nd place finish. And at the very top, Max Schachmann in yellow, a jersey he wore for the whole race. Vincenzo Nibali moved himself up 2 places to 4th, Pinot up 3 places to 5th and Quintana up 6 places to 6th overall. Meanwhile, Nicolas Ede of Cofidis won the King of the Mountains competition and he was on top of the podium in that polka dot jersey. Team Sunweb got to stand on the podium as well as the best team. They've ridden incredibly well this whole week. Don't forget to download the GCN app if you haven't done so already. You can find a link to that on your screen right now. We won't have highlights for quite some time, but join me on Monday here on GCN Racing for the Racing News Show. See you then.